Before the world crowned LeBron as the king, before Kobe mirrored every smooth fadeaway, before Steph Curry rewrote the three-point shot, there was one name, one man, one force of nature that redefined what greatness looked like. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, the man every player feared, the standard every legend has chased, and, if we're being real, never caught. And Stephen A. Smith isn't just weighing in on this debate, he's obliterating it. He's not counting rings or stat sheets. He's talking about impact, about the ghost everyone's been chasing for decades. Forget triple-doubles, forget inflated numbers in a softer league. We're talking about a man who shook the NBA so hard that every player since has been living in his shadow. Larry Bird saw it. Magic Johnson admitted it. The entire league bent around him like gravity. They even changed the rules because of him. Back in the late 80s and 90s, there wasn't just a gap between Jordan and the rest. There was an entire canyon. Nobody questioned it. Nobody debated it. The man haunted every opponent he faced. Stephen A. says it plain. The fact we're even having this conversation today? Wild. It's proof that some people are living in deep basketball denial. Because Jordan didn't just play the game, he owned it. He destroyed dynasties. He broke egos. He embarrassed superstars, all without switching cities or building super teams. LeBron? An incredible career, no question. But he's had the chokes, the collapses, the teams stacked to secure the wins. And when Stephen A. asks why LeBron's name even belongs in the same sentence as Jordan, he's saying what so many real fans already know. Jordan didn't chase rings. He built the Bulls into a dynasty from the ground up. LeBron followed greatness. Jordan defined it. 6 trips to the finals, 6 wins, no blown chances, just perfection. That's dominance you can't fake, in an era where every inch was earned the hard way. Jordan walked away on top, twice, came back in his 40s, and still dropped 40 points on professionals half his age. That's not nostalgia. That's authority. And that's why Stephen A. isn't just talking sports here. He's protecting the truth. He's making sure the blueprint doesn't get buried under marketing campaigns and social media. Because if we forget the man who built the game, we lose the soul of basketball itself. What do you think? Is Stephen A. right? Has the world forgotten Michael Jordan's true place in history? Drop your thoughts below. Smash that like button if you're repping MJ's legacy. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the real stories behind the game. Stephen A. didn't hold back when painting the picture of the battlefield Jordan had to survive. This wasn't some friendly jersey-swapping era. This was war. And every night, Jordan stepped onto a court filled with players who wanted to hurt him. Literally. The bad boys Pistons weren't just competitors. They were assassins in sneakers. They built entire strategies around beating Jordan down physically, testing not just his skill, but his will to keep coming back, and every single time he came back stronger. Magic tried to outsmart him. Barkley tried to overpower him. Ewing tried to bully him. Reggie tried to outtalk him. And they all learned the same lesson. You could slow Jordan down for a moment, but you could never stop him. Now, compare that to LeBron's toughest battles. Roy Hibbert, Paul George. Nice players, sure. But where's the equivalent of those 90s killers? This isn't hate, this is reality. Jordan climbed a mountain stacked with monsters and left nothing but wreckage behind him. LeBron? He had skill. He had longevity, but he had fewer wars and a far smoother path. Stephen A. points out the difference. Jordan stayed. Built, fought, LeBron moved, joined super teams, avoided the same gauntlet that turned Jordan into a living myth. And that's why MJ's 6 rings feel different. Everyone was earned in an era designed to break you. No flopping calls, no star protection, just pure survival. Every scar Jordan wore was a badge of honor, a reminder that he didn't just win, he endured. But Stephen A. goes further. He says Jordan didn't just change basketball, he changed everything. The way players brand themselves, the way sneakers became empires, the way the NBA became global. There would be no billion-dollar shoe deals for LeBron, no Curry empire, no Durant lifetime contracts, without Michael Jordan breaking the mold first. Jordan didn't ride the wave, he made the wave, and everyone else, they're surfing on the ocean he built. And just when the world thought the story was over, Jordan came back. Slower, older, hair graying. But in one night, he dropped 40 points on players half his age, sending a flaming middle finger to Father Time. Most legends fade quietly. Jordan? He made sure you remembered exactly who he was. That game wasn't nostalgia, it wasn't sentimental. It was a warning to the next generation. You don't get to claim the crown just because I'm gone. So tell me, does that sound like a man who should be debated, or does it sound like a man whose place is untouchable? If you're feeling that fire, hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and make sure you're subscribed, because the next part of this story will show exactly why Stephen A. calls Michael Jordan the originator, and everyone else the imitator. Stephen A. saves his sharpest dagger for last, and it's not even about stats. It's about something you can't measure. He's talking about every player who's worn the number, borrowed the fadeaway, or built a brand in Jordan's image. They can mimic the form, but they can't replicate the force that started it all. Jordan didn't study the blueprint. He drew it. Every crossover, every trash talk mind game, every high-stakes shot under blinding pressure, it was his storm, and everyone else is still standing in the rain. And then, the part that truly stings. Stephen A. says he had to fly across the ocean just to hear people talk about Michael Jordan with the reverence he deserves. Think about that. The man who turned the NBA into a global empire, celebrated louder in foreign arenas than in the very country he put on his back. Meanwhile, here at home, we're stuck in an endless loop of maybe LeBron. What about Kobe? Is Steph next? While the original architect watches from the shadows. Stephen A. calls it what it is, disgraceful. Jordan wasn't a product of hype. He didn't need media spin or PR campaigns. His dominance was too real to ignore. And if we can't see that anymore, maybe we never really understood greatness in the first place. Jordan's legacy was never meant to be a debate. It was meant to be a standard, an eternal reminder of what the game looks like when a human being refuses to be anything less than perfect. And here's the twist. Stephen A. points out the cold truth that no one ever said about Jordan. Not once in his career did anyone point to a loss and say, that was his fault. In a league where narratives change after every missed free throw, Jordan didn't need excuses. He needed one thing, a basketball. And when the lights were brightest, he never blinked. This isn't about living in the past, it's about protecting the truth. Because when you erase Jordan, you don't just lose a player, you lose the heartbeat of the game. So, what do you think? Has the world forgotten who truly built the NBA? Or do we need to start saying his name a little louder? If you believe in keeping that truth alive, smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe. Because the next story we cover might just change the way you see the game forever.